Well, the tides look like they're turning yet again as Isabela Ferrer turns on Justin Baldoni. Has she fallen under Blake Lively's spell? Is she still under the Deadpool spell? We have Jojo Siwa, who's talking about making babies with her new boyfriend Chris, and we've got some reheated Real Housewives of Orange County beef between Tamra Judge and Gretchen. They're going at each other on Instagram. Lots to get into. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, everybody in the club. What's up, everybody in the club? We have a lot to get into. We will go through all of Isabela Ferrer's latest filing, but first I want to start with the JoJo and the Real Housewives of Orange County stuff. And I actually finally caught up on the Valley and OC. The fact that I'm not traveling, I had no family plans this weekend. Like, I literally just had a weekend. I may have had, like, a really yummy makeout sesh last night. It's just it was a good weekend. I actually had a lot of, good times this weekend. So, yeah. Hi, guys. Welcome on in. I have not watched Hunting Wives yet, but I was catching up on all the reality. I caught up on The Valley. I finished that. I caught up on OC. I finished that. I kinda watched um a little bit of, Miami. But yeah, I still need to add Hunting Wives to the list. That has yet to be, um, that is yet to have done, that is yet to have penetrated my list of stuff to watch. Um, I need your review as a gay man. Oh, of Hunting Wives. I'm curious. Yeah. Get it. Yeah, I'm getting it. Thanks, guys. Everyone's loving the haircut. I got a haircut. Shout out to my girl Kelly, who's been doing my hair for 7, 8 years now. 7 years, over 7 years, 7.5 years. Yeah, she's the one that kept my hair blonde for so long, and then she brought me healthily back to black. And now this is my hair in all its natural glory. Look at that shine. And mm, mm, mm. Mm, when are you going back to platinum? I don't think I'm going back to platinum. If anything, I would do like a throwback platinum moment, but I don't think I would fully go back to platinum. The maintenance and the damage done to my scalp was just so crazy. And just the process, it was like a 6, 7 hour process every time to go from dark to light. And I did that for so many years. For what, like I was blonde for what, 6, 7 years? It was a lot. I did a lot of damage to my scalp, and I finally repaired my scalp. And my hair is just in such like a nice, yummy, healthy place that I'm happy with. Can you make that a pay-per-view event? Watching you watch Hunting Wives? Oh my god, could you imagine? Keep your hair dark. I like this. I do too. I just feel like I'm in a new era. I'm like, "Urgh, urgh, urgh." I'm like working out more. I feel good. I feel confident. Like I'm very much enjoying. Billy Bush said that I was on Billy Bush this morning. I was on morning mics, and I will be on hot mics with Billy Bush today. So be sure to tune in. Be sure to yeah, be sure to support and catch me and comment and be like, Zach back in the house. Hey, you look more mature with your natural color. Oh, well, I don't know if that's what I'm going for. And so I look old. I look older. Thank you for telling me I look. Usually, you use the term mature when you're trying to politely tell somebody that they're old. So thank you for that. That'll make me feel good. Yes, you all have to watch Billy today. You were great on Billy today. Thank you. I'll be back on Billy later today to talk more. Okay, let's start with this is just a cute story, okay? Jojo Siwa, I know her name is Jojo Siwa, but I call her Jojo Siwa because there's this adorable grandma on TikTok, and she has this like cute twink grandson. I think he lives in like Philly, and they have a mom, and the three of them are always on TikTok together. And if you guys know them, like DM them and be like, Zach loves you. But yeah, he's like he's a real cutie, and she is just hilarious, and so she calls Jojo Siwa Jojo Siwa, and so now I call her Jojo Siwa. So But so she's dating this guy, Chris Hughes. They met on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, and hit it off. And I actually love this new era. I love this new vibe for JoJo. Like now I feel like she's out of that attention seeking phase and she just seems like balanced and down to earth. And like how like who doesn't, ladies and gay gents, who doesn't want to be like have a nice yummy man with his arm wrapped around you to just like make you feel good and make you feel safe. I think it's adorable. I like this era for JoJo. I think it's like I feel like he balances her out. I feel like I don't wanna say tames her, but I think there was a lot of attention-seeking behavior. I think that's all she's ever known. I think that's all she was ever used to, and now, she's it's a good vibe for her. Lisa says you can see she's googly eyes in love. She is, and I love love. I love love. You resemble Chris. Do I resemble Chris? I don't think I resemble I mean, maybe with this haircut. My hair doesn't do I have very different hair. I have my hair is it's interesting when you learn about, like, people and their different types of hair and how you can style hair and stuff. I actually have no product in my hair today, FYI. Just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, Chris Hughes is such a gem. We love him here in the UK. Is does he have a UK accent? I don't think I've ever heard him talk. I watched Big Brother. I just watched their yummy photos together. Yeah, see? Wild Bones says, "Stepping into her maturity more." Is that why do we keep what is the word of the day mature? Is that the word that we're going for? Anyway, they seem really happy. They seem really balanced, and they seem to be hinting at wanting to have children. I like this era. I know we're in this like weird era of like, oh, somebody said Mickey Rourke thought it was going to be. Yeah, Mickey Rourke turned her straight. Remember, he was like, "Spend time with me in this house, and then you won't be gay anymore." And then, surprise, she did, but it didn't work in his favor. But I know we're, like, in this era of, like, we don't want women to be in traditional roles. Why should we prioritize family? We should be single and shave our heads, and nobody's gonna grab us by the coochie. I get it, right? And I support your right to grab your own coochie and have nobody else grab your coochie, and I get it, right? Shave your head, go blue, whatever you wanna do, you do you. I support that fully, but also at the same time, I don't think it's a bad thing to also embrace traditionalism. I don't think it's a bad thing to want children and to want to be in a straight relationship as much as I love gay relationships. And I think coochie should eat coochie and dick should swallow dick. And like, great, love all of that. But also, there's nothing wrong with being straight. And there's nothing wrong with like, this. I like this too. Why are we non-normalizing this? Like traditional family and traditional family values. If that's what you want, do you. If that's not what you want, do you. But there's nothing I am very fine with Jojo Siwa wanting to do traditional, mommy life. I wanna do daddy life. I'm ready. I think next year may be the year I officially take that step. I think I may be ready for that. I've thought about it for a few years. I've always said I wanted to do it before I'm 35. I'm now 32. I'll be 33 next year. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with traditionalism, okay? If it's for you, embrace it. If it's not for you, cool. You do you, boo. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I like this, and I'm very much fully in support of Jojo Siwa. Okay, let's talk Real Housewives of Orange County because we got some beef with Tamra Judge and Gretchen Rossi. Gretchen Rossi has returned to Gretchen Rossi has officially returned to Real Houses of Orange County. She's back with Tamra Judge. They used to beef a lot in the past. They've had a lot of things to say about each other since they've, parted ways from the show. Now they're both back on it together again. And now so obviously I caught up on Real Houses of Orange County. Tamra Judge lit out of her mind on this week's episode, not looking too hot. She was, she popped a Zanny, had some cockies, and definitely did not have her best episode, and had a meltdown, quit the show. Understandably, she has a lot going on, right? This is the time where Teddy Mellencamp, who's her podcast co-host and one of her really good friends, she had all the tumors and she had cancer and there were tumors in her brain and tumors in her lungs and like very tough. And my heart goes out to Teddy and her family. And I can't even imagine what that's like for the people around her that are, kind of, well, I mean, I guess to an extent, my father, I've shared with you guys, was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, back in 2021. And so, it's something that you have waves of emotions with, right? So, I just think it's a tough time, but also, uh, she posted this on her Instagram, Tamra did, where she basically said, "God forbid you guys have to deal with the pain and depression that I was dealing with. They wonder why I left. Maybe I should have gotten a DUI to feel compassion." Right? Referencing Shannon Bedore, because last season Shannon Bedore got her DUI, and Tamara felt like people gave her grace, and Tamara was really going hard at her. So she's upset that the audience and presumably the women on the show didn't give her much compassion. Granted, I understand she's dealing with pain and depression. I, again, can only imagine what that experience is like. However, the women weren't necessarily not trying to be compassionate. They were trying to hold you accountable for your bad behavior at the table. Like, you were being rude, you were lit out of your mind. But so Gretchen Rossi has responded, and she posted this on her Instagram. She wrote, "Yes, Tamara, I have actually dealt with the pain and depression that you're talking about, and it was horrible. Remember, my fiance actually died, and Slade's son actually died from cancer. But you have not once gave grace for us. You have not once. You have not 1 ounce of grace for us. Instead, you spun lies about me and Jeff, and plotted with the guy who I took to court, and now have seven counts against, and over $1 million judgment to cause me pain and suffering during that time. And then you went on your podcast and made false statements about Slade and I after his son died, and spun lies about us again with no remorse for your actions, only excuses like you always do. You never gave us grace, and you never gave your bestie Shannon grace when she was going through the worst time of her life. Instead, you buddied up to Alexis and called Shannon every name in the book last year. So this is pretty rich coming from you." I agree. I wish there was a little more tact in the statement, when referencing people that have passed, just being like, "actually died." Like, those are really harsh, I guess harsh realities. Definitely a hard clapback, right? Crazy, but also I get it, I mean, Tamara wants compassion, but I have to agree with everyone that she's been one of the least compassionate people on this show. And now she's finally understanding what it's like to have that opposite in return. Now, do I like Katie on the show? No, I know a lot of details, and I know a lot of what's to come this season. And I can tell you, I don't know. I mean, I understand where everybody's coming from rallying around Katie if you're just watching the show, right? If you're just seeing it from the lens of the show, it does look like all the other women are kind of ganging up on Katie. I happen to know more details, and I happen to know what's to come this season. I've known for quite some time. And to be clear, not from anybody on the actual show. Um, but Well, actually, yeah, there is one woman that's kind of been running her 2 actually, that have been running their fingers in the DMs to all the bloggers and content creators and trying to get ahead of the narratives. There's a little tea for you when, they tell you they don't talk to bloggers. I can tell you right now that's not true, and they're still doing it. That said, though, it's just I don't know. I think Tamara kind of, leaning into this forgiveness era for Katie, also very manipulative. Um yeah, just all very interesting. But Katie, it's interesting watching Jen and Gretchen rally around Katie right now, only to then know that she throws them under the bus with that video that she tried to like make a thing, and she like tried to create this whole like new racism scandal, claiming that the other women are mistreating her because she's the only Asian housewife on the show, which is just, in my opinion, preposterous. Um, but yeah, well, I guess what reason do I have to not? Yeah, Katie's still talking to bloggers. She hired a crisis PR team. That's why they're trying to spin things to make her look as innocent as possible. And Tamara's also been in the DMs with a lot of bloggers too. She's been planting what's to come at the finale. Listen, I'm not in this Bravo world, so I don't care to I have no loyalty to anybody left. Yeah, Katie and Tamara are still absolutely talking to content creators and DMing people. Tamara had an issue with the fact that Gretchen Rossi came to my show. Gretchen was not in the show. She literally just came because she's friends with Jacqueline Larita, who I've had a very long history with and have known Jacqueline for many, many years. She was in my final live show here in Los Angeles. Gretchen came with Jacqueline. They came to support. Gretchen didn't do any questions. She didn't answer any press or any of that stuff. Um, and Tamara was trying to, like, make a big deal about it and was, like, trying to get details on, like, what Gretchen was doing at my show and what she said in my show, and, like, it's just exhausting and annoying, and I'm tired of housewives talking to bloggers and talking to content creators and trying to make drama and trying to plant stories and trying to plant ideas and try to, get their army rallied up ahead of time. I'm tired of it. I'm literally tired of it, and, like, if I see it, I'm gonna call it and I'm gonna say it, all right? I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. I have no loyalty to any of these women. I have no loyalty to the Bravo world. I obviously adore and appreciate Bravo and the NBC team, um, which is why I haven't spoiled what's to come on this season. I haven't come on here and given you all the spoilers. Um, but yeah, no, I'm sorry. Tamra Judge and Katie, I think, are being very manipulative behind the scenes, and to watch the audience fall for it is interesting, but we'll see how the edit ultimately plays out. Okay, let's do a quick shout out. Zach deciding to just pour it out. I mean, it was just like I had no intention of talking about it. And then I'm like, why am I protecting these people? Like, no, if you're gonna be terrible behind the scenes and you're gonna be, throwing bloggers under the bus or throwing content creators under the bus. Like right now, I feel like they're really throwing Kiki Monique under the bus. And I don't think that that's fair. From everything that I've ever known about Kiki, and I know she and I have had our differences in the past, but just speaking within the profession that we're in and the platforms that we've built for ourselves, I don't like the narrative that it kind of is making Kiki look like a pot stir on the show. Again, because I know more details about these women than I've cared to want to know. I wasn't even watching OC. Um, but I do know a lot of people and, whatever. But I don't like the framing that I hope that as the show continues, the edit is fair to everybody involved, because I think people will feel very differently if it plays out as honestly as it was filmed. That said, let's take a quick ad break and then we will dive into we'll read all the Isabel Ferrer stuff. What if one capsule a day could help you feel full, reduce cravings, and actually enjoy eating less? Meet Appetite from the Wellness Company, a groundbreaking formula that helps you take control of your hunger, boost metabolism, and feel fuller longer. It features Akkermansia, a next-gen probiotic shown to boost GLP-1, which is the hormone that controls appetite and metabolism, and it's paired with saffron to curb emotional eating, reduce stress, and support balanced serotonin levels. No stimulants needed. Appetite also includes GLP-1 and GLP-2 activating probiotics, plus prebiotics like inulin and green banana to keep you satisfied and support your gut health. It's time your gut controls your thoughts and your mind takes a break with a unique combination of amazingness engineered into one convenient capsule ready to work naturally with your body. Head to twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to get 15% off plus free shipping. Again, that's twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to get 15% off. Take control of your health with the Wellness Company. You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. I did too, until I found out that Nutrafol isn't like the rest. If you're dealing with hair issues like thinning or shedding, but feel totally stuck on what to try next, I get it, which is why I'm telling you, Nutrafol is a great option. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified. Okay, that's the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and use the promo code NOFILTER. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol, Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. All right, let's dive into it, because I know that's what a lot of you are here for, is the Isabela Ferrer of it all. I'm torn, I'm mixed, I don't know how I feel about it, because she's now claiming that Justin Baldoni trying to subpoena her is him harassing her. We love to just throw that word around, don't we, ladies? Okay. Here is the response from from Isabela Ferrer, same show, right? Isabela Ferrer's attorney. Because obviously, as reported last week, Isabela Ferrer, the Wayfair parties have been trying to subpoena her. She has not been complicit. She has been avoiding. They've tried to subpoena her serve her 5 different times at this point, all of which were unsuccessful. They asked the judge if they can subpoena her by alternative means, and now her attorney is responding by saying that trying to subpoena her is what? Is her I don't understand. Okay, let's read it. I, Sanford L. Michaelman, declare as follows. I'm an attorney admitted to practice in the state of California. I'm a partner at Michaelman and Robinson LLP. I represent Isabela Ferrer, who is not a party to this action. No, but she is a material witness, which is very important. On February 25th, 2025, Blake Lively issued a subpoena for the production of documents to Miss Ferrer. A true and corrected copy of the Lively subpoena is attached to this declaration as Exhibit 1. Miss Ferrer has a written contract with It Ends With Us Movie, LLC, titled Day Weekly Player Contract for Theatrical Motions, dated as of June 21st, 2023. Boom. Section 12H of the acting agreement provides its relevant part, and it ends with us that it indemnifies and shall keep the artist fully and effectually indemnified from and against any and all claims, demands, actions, proceedings, costs, damages, liabilities, losses, and expenses, including reasonable outside legal costs suffered or incurred by the artist arising out of the material, uncured breach, non-performance, or non-observance by It Ends LLC in any of the covenants, warranties, representations, undertakings, and agreements contained or implied in this agreement. Okay, so basically they're saying that any costs should be covered by Wayfair, by It Ends With Us. Any legal costs, because it's from the movie and it should fall back on Wayfair or whatever. On February 25th, 2025, I sent notice on Miss Ferrer's behalf to It Ends With Us and Wayfair Studios to demand that It Ends With Us indemnify Miss Ferrer for all costs and expenses, including her attorney's fees, that she incurs in connection with her response to the Lively subpoena. A true and correct copy of my February 27th letter is attached to this declaration as Exhibit 2. Got it. So Blake Lively subpoenaed Isabela Ferrer. She gave the documents that were required, and they asked the Wayfair parties to cover those costs of her attorney's fees. On or about February 28th, 2025, I received a letter from Teresa Troopson, counsel for It Ends With Us. And why does it just say It Ends LLC? It should be It Ends With Us, no? And Wayfair. And Wayfair is spelled wrong, right? Who is writing that? Did we not? It's Wayfarer, right? Yeah, Wayfarer. They spelled it wrong. It's W. I Googled it. Fuckers in the live chat. I Googled it at Wayfarer. Yeah, that's how it's correctly spelled. But here they spell it Erer. And then instead of It Ends With Us, he's writing It Ends LLC. Who is this moron? Responding to my February 27th letter, a true and correct copy is attached to this declaration. That is where they agreed that they will cover the attorney's fees. In March 2025 and thereafter, I continued to negotiate counsel for It Ends LLC, which again it's not true because It Ends LLC is not a real company. Over It Ends With Us's contractual indemnity obligations to Mrs. Ferrer. Got it. In the letter she sent to me late in the afternoon on Friday, they attempted to defend their position that it could control Miss Ferrer's response to the Lively subpoena and dictate her counsel with citation to a case that does not exist. The research we conducted at my firm indicated the citation was likely to have been an AI hallucinated citation. After receiving this letter, I asked her on at least 7 occasions, some verbal and some written correspondence, to provide me with a copy of the cited case. She never did. Okay. My negotiations with her, with the attorney for Wayfair, dragged through April and May. During that time frame, I and others from my firm working at my direction asked for and received extensions of time from Lively's counsel to respond to the Lively subpoena. On or about May 27, 2025, Ms. Ferrer, and It Ends With Us, finally entered into a written contract that set forth a process for Ms. Ferrer to submit any attorney's invoices to a neutral retired judge at JAMS to determine whether the services and fees billed are subject to indemnification under the acting agreement. Got it. Even the submission agreement in place, they delayed in completing the necessary engagement agreements with Jams and made additional demands on Miss Ferrer. Okay. Also, let's be very clear. I'm sure this attorney had no objection to these delays because every time there's another delay, guess what? Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. We get to rack up those attorney's fees. We're not dumb. Okay. What's his name? What's this moron's name? Mr. Michelman. Sorry, Mr. Michelman. We did not just fall out of a coconut tree, and we are pretty sure that you were very comfortable delaying the process because, again, every time the process was delayed, you got to add another billable hour. And I'm pretty sure you went with your more egregious rate rather than your more frugal rate, right? Okay. Jams. Okay. Remember, okay. On August 7th, after my firm submitted a partially executed copy of the Jams engagement agreement to Jams, Miss Horn, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. So Miss Wayfair Party lawyer sent me and my partner, John Jameson Hill, emails demanding that we accept service of Baldoni's subpoena. A true and correct copy of the email exchanges are on August 7th, and they are attached in this declaration. On August 13th, she finally countersigned the JAMS agreement and submitted it to JAMS. Attached to this declaration is Exhibit 6, which is a copy of the article published by Us Weekly on uh, August 13th, titled Justin Baldoni Demands Blake Lively's Text with co-star Isabela Ferrer. Attached to the declaration as Exhibit 7 are true copies of direct messages that Ms. Ferrer received on her social media account following the filing of the motion to leave to serve third-party Isabela Ferrer by alternative services. The messages have been partially redacted to protect privacy. These are DMs that people were sending her, like, you're good, like, you have to show up for your subpoena, and don't worry, they're gonna find you, and Team Justin Baldoni. How that's relevant? People's mean. Should I send copies of my DMs when all the Perez's and all the broken crystal balls were dragging me these last 2 weeks? Should I take screenshots of those and file them in the court and ask for sanctions? Like, I don't understand what mean DMs are and what's the point of them or why they're relevant. I don't understand why any of this is relevant, to be honest. They're talking about a dispute over a jams agreement because they want Wayfair to pay for Isabella's attorney's fees. Again, what that has to do with not responding to a subpoena, a little confused, but maybe we'll get some clarity. Okay, the direct messages that are completely irrelevant. Stop DMing Isabela Fair. Leave that lady alone. Well, she's not a lady, she's a young woman. Leave that young woman alone. Attached to this declaration as Exhibit 8 is a printout from Reddit listing posts that were posted under the topic WF Party Attorney Request Alternative Service to Isabela Ferrer, declining to redact her personal addresses. Attached to this declaration is a printout from Reddit listing posts that were posted under the topic heading, Why is Isabella hiding? Again, what does this have anything to do with anything? A TikTok video post discussing the motion and the residential addresses identified in the papers can be viewed at the following. So are they trying to say that he doxed her by not redacting her address? Well, where did we learn that from? Oh, that's right. Blake Lively's team does that left and right. Isn't that what Perez is fighting for? Privacy, because she's doxed people a number of times in these legal proceedings. I declare under penalty of perjury of the law of the United States that the foregoing is true and correct. Well, now they're asking for, I believe, sanctions. These are all the exhibits. Got it. I don't understand what any of this has to do with anything, to be honest with you. Here are all the emails. What this Us Weekly article, like, why are you mad at Justin Baldoni and not Us Weekly for covering the story? Like, that's confusing. Unsure. Here, the mean they're gonna find you, hun, sooner or later. You chose wrong. Blake the Snake is gonna ruin your career before it even okay, don't do this shit. You look stupid, guys. Like, come on. When you're sending people DMs like this and you're like, "Ugh, duh, duh," like, then you're just being trolls and it's unnecessary and unhelpful. And I don't care if you get mad at me, and I don't care if you unsubscribe. Like, listen, we have to, like, this doesn't help the case, okay? This doesn't help anybody by sending these DMs because, again, look at what they're doing. They're using it as ammunition, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to build up a case of now Isabella being part of the smear campaign, which is the most egregious and ridiculous thing. There is no orchestrated smear campaign against Blake Lively or any of those people. The only orchestration, Blake and Ryan will take you down with them, do the honorable thing, tell the truth. See, this isn't even a bad message, right? Again, it's not helpful to even be DMing these people at all The mean ones, I will say, don't do. This is harmless. Blake and Ryan will take you down with them. They would like listen. That's honestly harmless and unnecessary to even. What is the point of these of attaching these though? It's time, Izzy. The subpoenas are knocking. Your career is okay. That's not very nice. These aren't very nice. Um, do the right thing, Isabella. If that was your dad or family member being accused of doing something they never did, you would want someone to do the honorable thing. What's happening to Justin isn't fair and it's ruining his family career. See, this is also very nice. Again, I don't know how helpful it is. Um, I'm so torn and confused and like conflicted about the Isabella thing because, like, listen, obviously the only smear campaign is Blake. I mean, yeah, that was an orchestra. I believe that was orchestrated with coordination through to uh, slam Baldoni using the New York Times. Um, why was Alex not groomed like Isabella? Why was Blake and Ryan singling her out? Maybe more. I'm assuming Alex is the young Ryle, or not Ryle. Who was the other character? Timu Thor. I think that's his character, right? Um, it was Atlas. He played young Atlas, right? If I um am not mistaken, it was Isabela Ferrer who played young Lily, and then he played young Atlas. There was not a young Ryle in the film. Why did they groom her and not him? I mean, I think it is more beneficial. Blake was obviously kind of using Isabella, with the whole sex scene and the nudity writer, like all of those. I think Isabella was just more embedded into the film, and it's a lot better to when she says that there were multiple people that felt harassed or felt uncomfortable with Baldoni, like, you know, that was better. But anyway, so Baldoni's team is trying to get Isabella. My understanding is they're trying to subpoena her to provide text messages with Blake. I know they want those. I think they're seeking those from Blake. They also, I believe, are seeking those from Isabella. And I would imagine they want to depose her. She's a very key material witness. And actually, let's go. I talked about this on Billy Bush this morning, but let's go back and pull up the text message that she sent to Justin Baldoni because her team, Isabella's team, is trying to make it seem like there was nothing out of the ordinary and that uh oh, here's the motion for leave from Isabella here. Let's read through this one. Um her team is trying to make it seem like this text message was just her being nice to the director because that's what you do in Hollywood. I'm like, what? So you're trying to tell us that your client's a fake ass bitch that just sent fake niceties to appease him? I don't know. These niceties are a little too nice. I believe that she was loved bombed by Blake, and people keep using the term groomed. It's such a big term to use that I'm reluctant to use it, but it does because it just feels gross, right? But then you see photos of Isabella in bed with Blake because they're having sleepovers together and they're going out to dinner, and Blake and Ryan are buying her all these dinners and then taking her to Deadpool and Wolverine and having her walk the carpet. It's like you can understand why she would be enamored by that. She's young, she's impressionable. It's just but also you can't just avoid a subpoena and then just be like, well, I don't feel like it, and then just expect that there's no repercussions for that. Okay, so I believe this is her response. Okay. It's a motion for leave. The instant motion for leave to serve third party Isabela Ferrer by alternative services is yet another attempt by Justin Baldoni and his affiliated entities to harass non-party Isabela Ferrer and drop her deeper into litigation and disputes that she has done her best to avoid. You can't avoid it, my love. I'm sorry. As much as my heart breaks that you're in this impossible situation, you can't avoid it. And it's not Baldoni's fault. He's fighting for his life. It's Blake Lively's fault. She lodged this war. She started this. And unfortunately, she pulled everybody into it with her. I know it breaks my heart that you are a part of this mess and that this is probably going to affect your career moving forward and that this is probably always going to be attached to your name. But running from it, running from the truth, running from the reality is not going to help. Okay. And it's not harassing of them to try to subpoena you because you can't avoid a subpoena, not 5 times, and then just be like, "This is harassment." It's not harassment. You have to respond. You're evading a subpoena. That is a court summons. This is Miss Farrer's first filing in this court, but she was pulled into the discovery fray in February 2025 when Blake Lively delivered a subpoena to her to delve into allegations about Miss Farrer that Baldoni included in his original complaint. In response, Miss Farrer tendered a demand for indemnity with It Ends With Us Movie LLC as mandated in her daily weekly got it. From that point on, Baldoni has tried to manipulate, threaten, control, and otherwise act inappropriately towards Miss Farrer. How? Literally, how is he manipulating her? How is he threatening her? How is he controlling her? And how is he acting inappropriately towards her? In fact, Baldoni's legal team has gone as far as citing a phony case. Oh my God, again with the fucking phony case. Okay, fine. It was an AI case. It was a real case. It wasn't a real case. We don't know what the fucking case is, but which Miss Farrer's counsel discovered as an AI hallucination to support a frivolous legal position. Okay, but it did not stop there. That's what he did? That was his manipulative, controlling, threatening, and otherwise inappropriate behavior? They referenced a case that probably some paralegal or some lower level associate referenced because they chat GBT'd something, but it did not stop there. The filing of the instant motion is yet another attempt to manipulate the press. So were they manipulating the press or are they manipulating her? Because you said that they're manipulating her. Manipulate the press to create havoc on a young, up and coming, talented actress to violate the court's policies on the publishing of non parties personally identifying information, as set forth here. And there is no need for the court to grant the pressing motion, but instead sanction Baldoni for engaging in such such obvious sharp practice. This is ridiculous. If her attorney advised them to take Blake Lively's side in all of this, this doesn't help her as a client, but I don't think these attorneys care. I really don't think they care about any of their clients because they're just billing up the hours. Blake Lively's team, I don't think cares about her. I think they're appeasing all of her crazy demands because they just want to bill up the hours. And they know that is the more she asks, the more they're willing to do. That's why these frivolous filings and these screenshots of these DMs, which are completely irrelevant, just answer the fucking subpoena. It's not that hard. Unfortunately, you were dragged into this, and that's kind of where it's at, right? You have to face the music now. You said really nice things. You had a great working experience. Then suddenly something turned. When? Why? How? Details. That would be helpful. Um, motion is granted. Okay. With the to create havoc on a young you really think they just want to create havoc on Isabela Ferrer? I don't think they have anything against Isabela Ferrer, but I think she's an important material witness. But the hard part is, even if they wanted her to testify at this point, I think she would be a hostile witness, and I don't think she's going to help his case at all. And a young, up and coming, talented actress. I'm sorry, my love. This doesn't help your career at this point, and this isn't like a threat or anything. But I just don't think people. I don't think anybody will touch you. In terms of working with you, not a physical touch, to clarify, because I don't want that to be taken out of context. I don't think anybody wants anything to do with any of these people anymore. I think it's become such collateral damage. But again, not by Baldoni. Baldoni's lawsuit was dismissed. Blake Lively's lawsuit is the one that is still active here. And if you're willing to give documents to Blake Lively's team, then yeah, you should also be willing to give documents to Justin Baldoni's team. Because again, whether or not she's innocent or he's innocent or whatever, like, these are just the formal proceedings. And if you're running from it, it tells me you have something to hide. It tells me you're scared of something. Um, all right. She's a young, up and coming, talented actress. Got it. The primary reason to deny the motion is that it fails to meet the applicable legal standard for the relief Baldoni seeks. Baldoni prematurely brought the motion without conducting the diligence necessary to support a motion for leave to serve a discovery subpoena on Ms. Ferrer by means other than personal service. The motion discloses no effort made by Baldoni to determine Ms. Ferrer's actual residential or business address, nor does it offer a scintilla of evidence to demonstrate that Ms. Ferrer has in any way attempted to avoid personal service of Baldoni's July 3rd, 2025 documented subpoena. To the contrary, by responding to the lively subpoena, Ms. Ferrer has already proven that when faced with a valid subpoena in this matter, she will comply with her obligations. There's no proper foundation to support the motion, and Baldoni's true motivations will be revealed here. This is so fucking infuriating because this is manipulative. The way that they're framing this is completely manipulative. When there are 5 attempts to contact somebody, including emails to her attorney that go unanswered. So now they're trying to request just being able to subpoena by alternative means, meaning we've tried these other ways. They have not been successful. We're trying to find a way to contact her judge, and we've been unsuccessful. They've shown all of the 5 attempts that they tried to subpoena and serve Isabela Ferrer. She's obviously avoiding the subpoena. There's no way they can try to contact you 5 times and then suddenly you're like, I no, they didn't try hard enough. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Are you a joke of an attorney? It's ridiculous. And they're trying to say a valid subpoena. That's rich coming from the Van Zandt sham queen herself. Unfortunately, it's just ridiculous. Like, this is truly ridiculous. Unfortunately, the motion is just the latest in a broader pattern of conduct by Baldoni to bully Miss Fair. How? Give me the examples of the pattern of conduct to bully Miss Ferrer. Again, when her history with him, her experience with him have been the complete opposite. They're setting up for trying to protect her in some way because, again, I think they're afraid of, you know, the gotcha moment that Baldoni's team probably has on her. And they're going to make her look like a liar too, because it looks like she's now trying to lie to protect Blake Lively. And again, the sleepovers must have been successful, giving her the catwalk at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere. Clearly, clearly that worked. You enamored this poor young girl and got her to fall under your spell and fall under your gaze. That's the thing. What are you hiding, girl? Just give them what they want. If your hands are clean, why evade? That's the point. That's the point. In the words of Jed Wallace, I love me some Zack Peter. Thank you, Zack, validating all my feelings this morning. Period. This girl doesn't get that she's playing with the wolves. But listen, when you're I get it. She's confused, right? Yeah. Dox her because it was an address she doesn't live is crazy. Yeah, well, they're saying that she doesn't live there. Um, it's just this is wildly manipulative. She hasn't been seen in anything since this role. Directors will not want to work with an actress who's willing to stay quiet when a person like Blake is coming after them with false allegations. That's a good point. I just also think the PR damage of being associated with all of this is just something people would want to stay away from. I think her career's done, unfortunately. I don't think she'll probably have like a pretty influencer life, and that's going to be about it. Earlier, Baldoni tried to leverage compliance with contractually indemnity obligations owed to Miss Ferrer in an effort to take control of Miss Ferrer's response to Blake Lively's subpoena. It's, again, a lot of colorful language, not a lot of actual evidence. Now I can see why they're on Blake's side, because that's what they like to do. They like to peddle these interesting narratives that have no basis in reality, and they just think that they can get away with it. Everybody's true colors will be exposed in the end. I just want to say that now. This may be a long way to get there, but I truly believe that everybody's motives will come to light, and all the people that are playing in the shadows will be exposed. And I'm talking about Brandon Sklenar. I'm talking about Jenny Slate. I'm talking now about Isabela Ferrer. These people all have an opportunity to stand outside of Hollywood, to stand outside of the elite of Blake and Ryan, and to have an opportunity to just come forth, be honest, tell the truth, and let the truth come forth. Everyone's trying to conceal and hide the truth. Why? To protect Blake? Because you think that she's a victim? If she is a victim, that will come to light. That truth will be exposed as long as you just put it all on the table. The fact that people are hiding their cards, the fact that people are avoiding subpoenas, the fact that people want to hide and not face the harsh reality of the truth, that is what's fucking everything up. And that's what will take you down in the end. That is exactly what will end your career, is you not being honest and just coming forth and going along with the process. everybody is dragging their feet in this, and I understand why. But at this point, the only thing we can fucking do is just tell the fucking truth. Stop running. Stop hiding. Just be honest. And whatever that honesty is, whether it hurts Blake or it hurts Baldoni, just be honest. That's it. If you had a great experience working with him, then say that. If you had a great relationship with her after the film, then say that. That's it. That's it. Just tell the fucking truth. That's it. Unless you're afraid of the harsh reality that you were manipulated and groomed by Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, which kind of seems like the harsh reality that she doesn't want to face, Isabela. I'm sorry if that's what it appears like. But if that's what it appears like, then that very well may be the uncomfortable truth that you don't want to face. I know it hurts that somebody befriended you and clearly manipulated you and likely groomed you. I know that that hurts because you believed that there was a relationship there. But I'm sorry. It is now time, whether you are fighting for Blake's truth or Justin's truth or whatever, regardless of who you're supporting in this battle, the truth will come to light as long as you just put the cards on the table. But when you hide shit, the public is going to turn on you because they can't trust you anymore. And they think that you're a snake, just like the other snakes that are slithering in the grass. Um, it's insane to me. It's insane. She's embarrassed that she fell for their love bombs and manipulation. I'm sure she is, you know? I'm absolutely sure that she is. But Zack is activated, yes. Honesty is like kryptonite to all of these people. It's gonna take them down. And it may not be up front. It may not be up front, but it will in the end, you know? Wait, there isn't a real relationship there. Yeah. Tell him, Zack, I'm heartbroken for Justin, the Wayfair parties. This is just so it's gut-wrenching. Yesterday when I saw this, I was like, oh, I didn't even want to read this document. We were in our group chat and I was getting little updates about it. And I was just like, this is gut-wrenching. This is absolutely fucking gut-wrenching, but it's okay. We have to remember there's a long game. We have to just stay focused on getting to the truth regardless, and we have to be willing to face the harsh truth too. If there's a reality or a chance that he is guilty and that he really did harass her, we have to be ready for that reality as well, right? We may think that we're on the right side and the side of justice. And I've always said, I'm not on Team Baldoni and I'm not on Team Lively. I'm on Team the Truth and wherever the truth takes us. But when people are hiding from telling any sorts of bits of truth and evading subpoenas, it makes me question your side because I want to know what the fuck are you hiding? You know? Oh my gosh, I love this listening to this while food shopping, wearing my no teeth shirt. Aw, thank you. Thanks, Carol. Um, I'm ready for the harsh truth too. Yeah. And listen, we also have to prepare ourselves for the fact that Blake could very likely be telling the truth. I don't believe that she is, but we just have to say, listen, put all the cards on the table and let's see where this goes. Right. There was the text message from Baldoni's team just the other day where, he talks about how she was absolutely um, taking control and hijacking the film. Here, let me pull it up. Which was just heartbreaking to see, It's so unfortunate. Here's the text message from Justin Baldoni. He's writing to all of these people in his his prayers and support group chat. He writes, "Hi all, happy New Year. Flying back to New Jersey Friday is day 1. Hey, all, happy New Year. Friday is day 1 of 17. I haven't seen Blake in person since the safety letter / accusation, feeling all sorts of things. She used the claim letter to gain power over the whole production, trying to find my balance of containing a ship and leading it while it being held hostage. How to give her the most of what she wants while maintaining some sort of my own vision. And starting Friday, acting and working with this person who can and will use anything she can against me. It's all scary, yet I know I have protection. Starting this thread again, as I will need the emotional and spiritual support. Love you all." And then they all responded and sent sweet messages. This is not somebody that's trying to harass an actress on set. It's just not. This is asking for emotional and spiritual support because he feels overwhelmed. No, this absolutely validates what he's been saying. Blake holding the ship hostage, trying to maintain his own vision while giving her the most of what she wants, saying that he's scared, saying that, at least he has this support group, but it's just crazy, you know? I don't see how these texts are affecting Justin. They're not affecting him in a bad way, I think. I think in the way, like, if you're looking at it from Lively's side, the fact that he acknowledges the letter and uses the word accusation, I think is her way of proving that, see, well, he was aware of accusations that were made. He was aware of that. But his position is like, well, she's weaponizing these and used it to take over the film. Somebody that's truly harassed on set of a film is not trying to take over the company. It's just that's not, you don't then be like, you're harassing me, so just give me the whole entire film and I'll shut up. Like, that's not a reality, you know? It's just Blake is an absolute pure evil human. I believe that she is an evil human being. Like, just seeing the more that we see and the more we learn about her, I truly believe she is an awful, awful human being. Not just from the things that I've known about her prior to It Ends With Us, or the things that I heard about her, which again were just Hollywood rumors, right? But now seeing how this is all playing out, it truly makes me sick to my stomach, and it's gut wrenching. It's heartbreaking, and it shows what I when you hear that people are truly evil. I'd always like to believe, and listen, we're both good and bad, right? Human beings have equal parts good and equal parts bad. It's just who we choose to show up as. I really believe that Blake Lively is a terrible human being. It's just it's heartbreaking. Seeing a man in his group chat asking for prayers and support because he's scared of working on his own project that he tried to bring to life, like, that's not somebody that's trying to harass people or trying to, you know, do the things that he's been accused of doing at all. She weaponized that. The more we learn about this, the more convinced I am that she weaponized these claims against him and is looking for every little technicality that she can to just try and prove. Yeah, him being scared as a grown man is crazy, right? It's crazy. Um, so we'll see. I agree, Zack, and I was a fan of hers for so long. Yeah, May. Okay, let's keep reading. Let's see. Baldoni then tried to leverage compliance with those same indemnity obligations as a quid pro quo for Miss Ferrer to instruct her attorney to accept service of the Baldoni subpoena on her behalf. Stated another way, Baldoni refused to honor contractual obligations unless Miss Ferrer agreed to certain demands. Ms. Ferrer rightfully refused to tie her indemnity rights to any other issue in Baldoni's dispute with Lively. You don't get to pick and choose which ones you want them to cover and not. I'm sorry. They're saying, listen, accept this subpoena because this is part of the legal battle that she's part of here. You don't get to pick and choose of being like, I'm going to respond to Lively and you're going to pay for my attorney's fees with Lively, but not you. I'm going to ignore you. Like, no, fuck that. Fuck off. Fuck you. Seriously. Like, that line alone just pissed me the fuck off. Like, are you kidding me? You think we just fell out of a coconut tree? You don't get to pick and choose and then be like, "Ooh, that's him trying to control me." Yeah, no. Sorry. That's not no. She's a material witness, key witness, needs to be deposed and get her text. Bottom line. If the subpoena was aggressive, sorry, but it wasn't Baldoni. Baldoni didn't start this. Zach, you seem sad over how this is playing out. Something in your eyes, and this to me. I am sad. Listen, this is unfortunate. We're seeing a man's livelihood crumble before our eyes. Not just him, but Sarowitz, Jennifer Abel, Melissa Nathan, Jed Wallace. I love me some Jed Wallace. I feel so emotionally attached to these people the longer this case goes on, and I try to not allow my emotions to determine these things. But like, it's gut wrenching. It's heartbreaking to see what's happening. Yeah, I am a little sad, and I'm allowed to be sad because this is horrible what they're doing to this man. And not only what they're doing to him, but the fact that everybody else around Blake is too cowardly to stand up to her. That's what's even more heartbreaking and unfortunate. And here's the reality too. Somebody like Isabela Ferrer, I guarantee you, is not going through all the documents like we are. She doesn't know all the details. All she knows is what Khaleesi is telling her. And I don't think Blake is being honest. I think Blake's been continuing to be manipulative. and probably, still in her ear. But no, he did not try to leverage compliance. Like, that's ridiculous. Ms. Farrer rightfully refused to tie her indemnity rights to any issue in Baldoni's dispute with Lively. Well, no, you're asking them to cover in responding to Lively's subpoena. So if you're asking them to cover in Lively's subpoena, then yeah, they can also have control over covering Baldoni's subpoena. While Ms. Farrer will faithfully comply with her legal obligations under any subpoena, summons, or court order, she obviously will not be intimidated or extorted by any party to otherwise participate in the proceedings. Great. There it is, Judge. Baldoni's asking her to participate. She just said that she would do it. Let's say, okay, thanks, cute little letter. Glad you took your time to rack up your attorney's fees. But yet, no. This attorney is trying to drag it out so that he can get more attorney's fees. It's obvious at this point. Finally, though the motion does not directly raise the substance of Baldoni's subpoena, the court should consider it when determining whether to give Baldoni special treatment for the manner in which it is served. Fuck you. Fuck you. Even the most cursory review of the Baldoni subpoena demonstrates its harassing nature. It is not harassing to subpoena somebody. They've tried to serve her. Your client has evaded a subpoena. Your client is very clearly running from something. It's obvious. Here's the thing. Not only are you on the what appears to be the losing side here, but you're also losing the public. You don't care about Isabela Ferrer. You don't care about her having a career in Hollywood. You don't care about saving her image. It's going down the drain more and more, and you just put a whole bunch of diarrhea in the toilet, and now it's time to flush because that shit is getting stanky. There is no for example, it demands that the production of all documents produced in connection with any subpoena in the action. There is no rational reason to demand that Ms. Farrer, who is not a party to this action, reproduce materials that have already been produced by hers or others in the litigation. Yeah, but not to him. He's asking for copies for himself, in addition to the text messages between she and Blake. It's crazy for all the reasons which are discussed, and then they get into it more detailed. I'm not going to read the more detailed version, but you can go to the court of random opinion. Lauren's got a more detailed covered of it, but yeah. Isabella is not some defenseless girl. She's old enough to know better. Yeah, I agree. Is there special treatment in the chat? Is the special treatment in the chat with? Yeah, I would really like to know what special treatment Baldoni has ever gotten in all of this. He has a legal right to. Exactly. He has rights. That's not a special privilege. She was in It Ends With Us. She is relevant. Subpoena is expected for her. How is that harassment? This is for PR. Yeah. That's why it's like all of the people on Lively's side are very transparent with what they're doing. All right, guys, I do have to wrap. I love you. I appreciate you. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack and keep continuing. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment below letting me know your thoughts. Love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm glad that you're here and that we're in this fight together. I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm glad that, we're all in this together. Okay, let me do some Apple Podcast shout outs. 85 Lolo says, fun and quirky. I didn't really know Zack Peter before all the Blake and Baldoni drama, but I'm glad I stumbled upon his podcast. Frankly, I love how he explains the info or his hot takes on everything, and he makes his show fun with reality TV pop culture quotes that I love as a mostly Bravo reality TV junkie, or does an impromptu karaoke songs during the show. It's funny, it's relevant, and keeps me entertained while listening or watching on his YouTube. He's my go-to for entertainment. He's my go-to entertainment podcast. Keep doing you, Zack. Thank you, 85 Lolo. I appreciate that. And then we also have Christina Rhoda who says, love Zack. I listened to you for about 5 years. Love coming here every day and can't get through my day without you. Thanks, Christina. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Please keep leaving those Apple Podcast reviews. Hit the like button on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying the show. No Filter with Zack Peter streams live Monday through Friday mornings on YouTube. You can watch it live or you can catch it on Spotify. You can watch full video on Spotify or listen to the podcast on Apple and every other podcast platform. Ciao for now. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.